Quorum is present. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess at any time. Pursuant to Committee Rule 5B and House Rule 11, Clause 2, the chair may postpone further proceedings today on the question of approving any measure or matter or adopting an amendment on which a recorded vote or the yeas and nays are ordered. The committee will continue to use the electronic system for recorded votes on amendments and passage of the bills before the committee. Of course, should any technical issues arise, which I do not anticipate, we will immediately transition to traditional roll call votes. Any procedural or motion-related votes during today's markup will be dispensed with by a traditional roll call vote. I will begin with my opening statement. Crime in the District of Columbia has recently reached levels unseen since the violent era of the early 1990s. Juvenile crime has reportedly more than doubled the national average as of February 2024. The D.C. Attorney General and D.C. Council's soft-on-crime policies have created an environment of school absences and offenders to be released, allowing juvenile crime and violent crime to flourish. Further, recent anti-law enforcement rhetoric and highly restrictive policing laws from the D.C. Council have created retention and recruitment challenges for the Metropolitan Police Department. President Trump, in response, has made sweeping moves to bring federal law enforcement resources into the district and exercise existing authorities under the Home Rule Act to direct local law enforcement to combat the crime crisis. Like President Trump, House Republicans are committed to restoring law and order in our nation's capital city. The Home Rule Act, which was signed into law in 1973, provides a charter for the local government of the District of Columbia, granting a degree of self-governance to D.C. officials, including the authority to legislate, conduct elections, and otherwise govern local municipal affairs. Under the Home Rule Act, Congress retains the right to enact legislation for D.C. on any subject, including legislation to amend or repeal any law in force in the district prior to or after an enactment, and any act passed by the D.C. Council. Today, this committee will exercise this authority to consider several pieces of legislation to reinforce President Trump's efforts to make D.C. safe again. Every resident and visitor deserves to feel safe in our nation's capital, and today, this committee will fulfill its constitutional duty to oversee district affairs and make D.C. safe again. I hope my colleagues will join me in supporting today's agenda of legislation needed to address D.C.'s crime crisis.